Tonight, we return to the fog-draped streets of 16th century London, a place where porridge could kill, and a humble cook's recipe changed the law of the land. In the year 1531, the people of London gathered in uneasy silence to witness something no Englishman had seen before: a man boiled alive.
Close your eyes now, and let your imagination carry you to a time long past. The year is 1531, and the city of London stirs beneath a soft gray sky. The streets are alive with quiet motion, the clatter of hooves on cobblestones, the creak of wooden carts, and the hushed voices of early risers. Timber-framed houses lean slightly above the narrow lanes, their upper floors casting soft shadows on the shops and stalls below. Warm smells drift through the air: roasted chestnuts, baked bread, fresh apples in baskets of straw. In the distance, the River Thames moves with gentle rhythm, slow, wide, and brown, carrying ferrymen in longboats and laundry boats, bobbing between posts. Women in linen dresses move between stalls. Children dart through alleyways, and somewhere a church bell tolls. This is London in the age of Henry VIII, a city of great promise and quiet fears. A city where even the most ordinary moments are touched by history. Now let us step gently into the warmth of a Tudor kitchen. The air is thick with the scent of barley, herbs, and old wood. Golden candlelight dances across rough stone walls, and the hearth crackles softly beneath an iron pot. This is the workplace of Richard Roose, a humble cook. He is neither noble nor warrior, but his hands prepare meals for the high clergy. In this kitchen he stirs a pot of porridge, creamy and steaming. The ladle moves in slow circles, and no one suspects that history is being written with each turn of the spoon. On the shelves behind him, cloth sacks of wheat, dried rosemary, salt, and root vegetables wait in quiet patience. The only sound is the fire's soft breath and the rhythmic scraping of a wooden spoon on iron. It is peaceful, familiar, but within this stillness lies a choice that will echo through time. A pinch of powder, a moment of silence, and everything begins to change. Word of the crime traveled quickly, from whispered gossip in the kitchens to the grand halls of royal power. And soon it reached the ears of King Henry himself. He was not amused, not just by the crime, but by the threat it posed to order. Poisoning food shared by bishops, nobles, perhaps even royalty. This was no ordinary murder. Inside a stone chamber, lit by torchlight, Henry sat among his advisors. Scrolls lay open on polished wooden tables, and the air was heavy with silence. His expression unreadable, but his judgment absolute. He ordered a new law to be written, one that would mark this act not merely as murder, but as treason. Treason against trust itself. And the punishment was to match the crime in horror. For the first time in England's history, Parliament passed the Poisoning Act, and the fate of Richard Roose was sealed. By royal decree, He would not be hanged. He would be boiled. Alive. The morning sky was gray, and the streets around Smithfield were unusually quiet. There was no music, no cheers, only the low murmurs of a crowd unsure of what they were about to witness. In the square stood a large iron pot, blackened by fire and bubbling faintly. Flames licked the base, fed by logs stacked in neat lines. Guards in polished armor kept the crowd back, and soon Richard Roose appeared, bound, expression solemn, surrounded by silence. He was lowered into the boiling water. The crowd held its breath. Some turned away. Others stood frozen, not in cruelty, but disbelief. This was not justice as they knew it. It was something new, something terrifying. Even in a time of hangings and beheadings, this was a step beyond. The law had changed, and Roose became its only victim. Boiled until stillness came. And then, just like that, it was over.
But life, as it always does, went on. The boiling of Richard Roose became legend, then rumor, then silence. People returned to their routines. Fires were stoked, bread was baked, and porridge once again simmered on hearths across the city. Mothers fed their children, cooks whispered blessings over pots, and slowly the fear faded, folded gently into the corners of memory. King Henry's new law remained on the books, but it was rarely, if ever, used again. Even the Crown seemed to know that such violence was not sustainable. Still, the tale of the cook and the cauldron lingers, like steam rising from a pot long cooled, a reminder that even the most powerful kings can fear what is served to them on a silver plate. And now the fire has gone low. The moon sits quietly above Tudor rooftops, and you are far from the noise and fear of that long-ago square. History, no matter how strange or cruel, always softens with time. The cook, the king, the courtroom, the cauldron, they belong to another world. All that remains now is quiet, the hush of a world long gone, and the comfort that you are safe and still and deeply at peace. Breathe gently now. Let your mind drift across the centuries and rest in the cradle of sleep. The story is over, and the night is yours.